unadulterated. It's probably replicated,
but still not yet duplicated. It's from all your Limited TV radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody.
What's up,
people? My name is Timmy Dakuro, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio.
My guys,
stay tuned. Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Let's go. Let's see. All right, guys, good morning and welcome to this first buffet on Elegbete TV Radio on this lovely Eid Mubarak day. Yes, it's Wednesday. Today is the 28th day of the month of June. We started the year, not too long ago. All of a sudden, we're here. Thank you, Faith Light, joining all the way from Lithuania. I hope I pronounce that well. I always struggle to pronounce that name. I don't know what. Lithuanian, Azerbaijan. I used to struggle to pronounce Azerbaijan as well. And then Mogadishu. But now I can pronounce it. I can pronounce that well. But Lithuania, I hope I pronounce it well anyway. Good morning to you. And Loashi Adebowale, good morning to you as well on YouTube. Ajomalaya Oluwasegun, good morning to you as well. And every other person joining. Steve Oko, I'm waving at all those guys on Instagram straight away as they're joining now. Some names are very hard to pronounce, so I'm just going to wave back at you guys and feel relaxed. John Dosu, greetings to you as well, and every other person. Okay, I've got our intern, Joy Bassi. Name is not on the Guinness Book of Record yet, but she's young. She can be on the Guinness Book of Record in the future, but we have Ida Bassi on the Guinness Book of Record, and she's schooling. What's the name of that school again? First off, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
And how are you?
I'm fine.
How's your night? How's your mom?
Everything's fine. Night was fine. Everything's fine.
How's your experience so far doing your internship here?
Very positive. I'm learning a lot.
Okay, let's hope. Uncle Deji Bikrov, I see you. Thank you for joining on Instagram, and quite a whole lot of people. And that reminds me, if you are a casino lover, Bet WGB is opening up a casino in VI. Lovely place. Let me check the address again. VI. It's off. Is it off Ademola Ade to Kumbo? If I'm not mistaken. Just let me confirm the address of that place for you guys. There, I think I saw it the other day. Okay, it's number 16 Eleto Gabi Street off Ademola Ade to Kumbo. I'm correct. I've gone to that place, that street, to go and do something before. Something good anyway. Just business transaction. Don't get dirty things in your head. Hey, Ayodeji Abayami, say good morning, bros. Mingo. Kenneth Mary interview brought me here. Okay, if there's anything you want to ask. But that interview that you saw, that's just a part of it. It's a very long interview. After the Salah and everything, we'll put it out. We're still enjoying the attention that the audio interview is getting. And you know how it is. We committed ourselves to push the Nigerian League as high as we can. And we'll see where it goes. Okay. It seems like our mic volume is low. Our mic volume is not low. She's shy. She talks very, very whisperish. Even me here, I struggle to hear her sometimes. Our mic volume is not low. It's actually higher than mine. Even though my mic, this expensive mic, kind of like have more tone, more power than the other mics in the studio. Very soon we'll change all the mics to Shure mic, like this Shure mic or the bigger Shure mic, and see how it goes. But that said, there's a whole lot to talk about. For those of you who don't know, my name is Indafi Matthew. You love to come in Elegbete on the sports, and it's a sports buffet. Today we'll talk about Declan Rice, that Arsenal is willing to put the entire gold bar from the money heist on his head, and then we'll talk about Harry Kane. So Jamie O'Hara on the Talksport show this morning with Laura Woods and the rest of them said it's a step down to go from Spurs on, backed it up with the Premier League to Bayern Munich. I want to know what you guys think about that. Moving from Spurs, and you guys know that I don't like Spurs, and the day is not going to come on. I'm going to like them. They're a shitty club. They're a disgusting club. Okay, so where does this hatred come from? My father worked for Arsenal for 15 years, right? I used to stay in London, and I used to live at the Arlington, where we now have the Emirates Stadium, somewhere around there, okay? And Spurs when Arsenal was at Highbury, Spurs used to be very, very, very disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're making noise and you're winning titles, that's fine. But you're not winning anything, you're not achieving anything, you're making noise and you're disturbing, it's very, 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 very sick. And they used to have people like David Ginola, Jürgen Klinsmann, and all those guys. I'm sure some of you guys don't even know those people that I'm calling now. Well, they used to have all those guys, all those great players that they have, but they never won anything with them. And then later they had Babatov, they had the guy who went on to Arsenal to go and do the unbeaten run, so Campbell, and all this. They had some great players, I won't lie. They had even bought Sergio Ribov. They went to go and buy player from Dynamo Kiev. And instead of getting Shevchenko, they bought Sergio Ribov. But at the time, Sergio Ribov was the best player anyway. Was better, way, way better than Andrei Shevchenko. Shevchenko went on to AC Milan, went on to win Champions League, Italian League title, top goal scorer in Italian Serie A, and Ballon d'Or. Okay, but Sergio Ribov came to Spurs and became a deadwood. And since then, so there's a whole lot on that line of players, and they were always. What I hate about them was the fact that they were not ambitious for themselves. All their dream is, let's finish above Arsenal. I don't understand. So if Arsenal finished 20th and Spurs finished 19th, even though the both of them are going to relegation, Spurs fans will still be celebrating that. Thank God we didn't relegate at the bottom of the table. Like, it's shitty for me. So that's not a way to live life. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like Spurs. And so be it. But the question is, if you're Declan Rice and you have the options of Manchester United, Arsenal, and Manchester City, where would you go? Would it be a step down for Harry Kane to move from Tottenham Hotspur to FC Bayern? What do you, as a person, because I've noticed on my Twitter, if you're on my Twitter line, you see that a lot of people on my Twitter feed still hold this negative, dirty feeling toward the NPFL, and sometimes it hurts, right? It hurts. You know why it hurts? Now, because it's an investment for me. The NPFL is not just the Nigerian league anymore. It's an investment. I put my money. I can beat my chest and say I'm investing my own personal money on the NPFL to make it beautiful. Now, nobody is giving me anything on that one. I'm doing it on my own, like traveling around Nigeria, doing content. That's my own money, right? So when I hear people say all these things and then they hang on to, somebody said that Gennari was killed in the NPFL match. It's not true. The match was an FA Cup match. It wasn't an NPFL match. But hey, people will rub in anything. People will look for any excuse. But that was 1995. And they still hold on to it. Oh, what player was beaten? Won this one. Remo Stars versus Katsina United. Canopilas versus MFN. As much as we talk about all these skirmishes, and they happen. And then when you show them the one that happened abroad, like when West Ham went to go and play against, AZ Akman, and the AZ Akman fans were wearing black hoodie and mask, and they attacked the fans, the players, families, and their friends that came to watch the match. They would tell you, oh no, it's just a one-off. And then you tell them, oh, the coach of Napoli, Luciano Spalletti, the former coach now, the title-winning coach, his car was vandalized 2 years ago, and they took his steering until he just won the title, and they brought back the steering and all that. And even though they laughed about it, and you show them, okay, but this one happened in Italy, it's just a joke. Anything that goes wrong, look at what Manchester United just did. If that had happened in the NPFL, people would not let me hear. They would tag me on every story they write. Manchester United gave a contract to David De Gea. David De Gea agreed to the contract to cut his salary from £375,000 a week to a lesser salary. He agreed to the contract and he signed on it. But Manchester United have now reneged on that contract and brought another contract and said they are cutting his salary a lot lower. Not because they wanted to keep him, but they just want him to go. If that's something that an NPFL club had done, we're not going to hear what today. I would have had like 2 million tags, people telling me, see your league, the league where you say more go support, see what they're doing to footballers. But this is happening in your glorious, amazing, faultless, never do wrong league. And I don't see the rage. I don't see anybody coming out to say, oh, but this is not good, this shouldn't happen, this shouldn't be done. That's my point. So if you can take it when white people do it, why is it that once it happens in Nigeria, it becomes, oh, we must to kill ourselves, we must die here? I don't understand what that is. But then again, I'm not even want to hear from you people. What do you want to see improve in the league? And if some of the things you're asking have already been happening, you will need some enlightenment. You need some information. I just wish that, you know, the GTI people are here, the IMC people are on this live, and they are contributing to answer to some of these questions. But we are going to try, because listen, Nigeria is our country and it's a collective to fix it. It's not going to be an individual. It's a collective to fix it, and it's a responsibility for all of us to fix it. So let's try. Whichever of the questions you think you want to feel. I'm going to give you some story, and our Gen Z here will give us a thought on you know, what's happening outside of the sporting space. She's not really a sports buff, so I don't expect her to give me any sporting information. Well, Spiral Bags, I want to assume that you sell bags. Spiral Bags, it seems our mic volume is low. We can hear. No, our mic volume is not low. She just talked very, very shyly. Okay, Spinet Cosmetics. Okay, I think Spine Communication. You guys, because this logo look like Spine Communication. Spinet Cosmetics. Say, good to see you again after 1 month. Missed you, bro. Thank you very much for that. Welcome back after 1 month. Creator Jali, say good morning. Sports is not a highly rated club at the moment. There was never a time they were even highly rated. Besides, the moment you're trying to be very, very nice and be fine to them. They're a shitty club, a disgustingly shitty club. And they're not getting any time when they read them. If Harry Kane doesn't leave for a trophy-winning club, it would have failed and become such a waste. But then people say you should go to Man United. And I'm saying that Man United is not going to win the Premier League in the next 5, 6, or 7 years. And so unless the Arab takeover, I don't know what's going to happen. They might decide to say they want to even employ Pep Guardiola. And I mean, what's wrong with you? Imagination, okay, right? Okay. But basically, if you don't get this who ownership deal sorted out, I don't think they can make any progress. And if he goes to Man United, it's going to be still a lot harder for him to win the Premier League. So why not go to Bayern Munich, where even though Spurs have rejected the 60 or 80 million that is offered, I think there's something on the day. According to my little brother, there's something on the day. There's something there for them to take. Well, I've got the new segment to come in. TJ. The volume is okay. Thank you very much for that. And for every other person, we're just going to beg Joybasi to. Oh, Edema Fuludu is here. So, for those of you who don't know who Edema Fuludu is, and I'm going to be happy to have him throughout the duration of the show. First off, let me pay homage. They say broadcasting, you don't do all this thing. I lie. We go respect people who are seniors. Bros Edema Fuludu Mingo. So, Edema Fuludu is a former league player, played for. Honorably, an MON, played honorably in Nigerian League for the Boko-based team, of Boko that Modu Tribal coach and a few other coaches like that. And he made it to the national team. He played in Nigerian League in the era where players from the Nigerian League, I hate to use the word local, from the Nigerian League make it to the national team and fight for shirt against some of the best players coming from abroad because they were co-equals. And he's also been a match commissioner. He's followed the league very well. He's, I think he's a board member of the IMC. If my assertion is wrong, please correct me, bros. So I will need you to continuously put up some questions. Okay, some answers to questions that have been raised. So people complaining about safety in stadiums, the risk of going to stadium, not good. Please, you've traveled around the whole Nigeria. You've gone to assess matches all over Nigeria. So in the comment section, Brother Namafolud, I don't even want you to talk about European football today. Just be helping us with answers from the Nigerian league side. And for those of you who are on the show, especially on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please be throwing up questions about the league to Mr. Edema Fuludu. There is no better person today that would answer these questions than Edema Fuludu himself. And I'm happy to call him my big brother. Not just because I'm a worry boy, but it's actually my big brother. And these are the umbrellas that covers me when, I need protection. And people say I don't fear anybody. Well, I can't have people like him and a host of other people that I have that I hate to mention publicly, and I'll be afraid of anybody. And you know how they say, if you fight on the side of truth, people might hate you, but you have no reason to be afraid. You only get to be afraid Okay, say not a board member of the IMC, but the way you work, you should be an honorary board member, because I mean, David Sonowi is your friend and brother. Almost everybody there are your guys. So I mean, it's just like me. When I do something, some people say I'm a staff of IMC. A lot of people say I'm a staff of IMC. I am not. I just use my equipment and my ideas to walk the walk. And some people think I get paid for all of this things I do. I don't. Some I do on my own. Some I get paid. Production of the league I get paid for. But for the ones that I do, I just think that our league is our responsibility. My friend David Dean told me something that I'll never forget. He said, Matthew, no matter how much you love the English football, English people love English football more than you, and it's their own. So whatever love you think you have for the English game, I'm not going to stop you, because that's the reason why we set up the Premier League in the first place, for the whole world to like it. One of the things that you must do is take that same passion, that same energy, go back to your country and use your passion, your energy to push for your own league. Maybe not as good as the Premier League, but to be up there somewhere where it can compete favorably on the African continent. I would never forget that. David Dane has been my friend for over 30 years now, and then we've had so many different type of conversation, but that one conversation really meant a whole lot to me. What's it called? Gochino 01, he said, was Fuludu in the 2000 Olympic Dream Team in Sydney? Nah, bro, that time bro's not retired. That time bro's not turned to either statesman. In the career go Sydney, go play. It was I think that squad had Victor Gali. That was the worst squad Nigeria has ever put out. That's the squad that is the squad I hate the most in the history of Nigeria football. That squad. And I have a lot of friends that are in that squad. But let me tell you why I hate that squad. I felt that we won the Olympic in 96, and I felt the 2000 squad was used to settle. And I've told all of them. I've told Olise, I've told the Amunike this thing, I've told Agali. They use that squad to settle the Eagles. You have a Roma brother there. You have Eminike, Kevin Amunike there. You have that stubborn Iguato Olise. When the year would be like who smoke extra Igbo inside that squad. You also have one other person there. You have Foro Yenemi. You have Chikelu Leonosi. You have Victor Gali. I think. Was a Gawa in that squad, and then you have, I think, Chinyodia also, all of those squad, and I think that was the reason why we were shambolic, and Cameroon took advantage to go and win, to put it to rest, but Demafuludo was not there. Demafuludo was in USA 1994. That's a whole 6 years before coming younger brother, that Ogbori, when else I play ball? That's the worst footballer ever to play ball in Nigeria. Yes, I know him. We played Chaparros together in Port Harcourt. If you see him, ask him. I didn't even the fear to talk. Ogbona Kanu, he not sabi play, but when they play Chaparros, he not even they make reserve. He not play one match, not sabi. They can't go Olympic. When I saw the squad, I was like, Jesus, this boy not go. All the player, half of the team where they are not go see match play for his college. But then they made it into Sydney. So that's like the worst thing. When they say nepotism in football selection, that's the most nepotic team we've ever put that together. But that's not the discussion for today. Let's focus on what we're discussing today. So let me go to, if you're on Instagram, you say, Jamasi, come on the conversation. Give me the, what's we call it now? The Gen Z side of things. Give me your side.
Like what's going on in this thing?
Yeah.
Right now, I think one of the ones that everybody's talking about is Davido and Chioma.
What really happened? I've seen so me and the way my social media is designed, I don't see. I've configured my social media. That's one of the things, because this is what I believe, that what you feed yourself is what you become. And I'm always very, very careful what I consume, whether it's food, whether it's water, whether it's drink, whether it's content. I'm very, very deliberate, intentional, and strategic about what I consume. But it does not mean that you will not see the whisper. My wife mentioned it. Somebody called me and like, that's not my forte. That's not my thing. Don't bring me on. So they talked about Banky W getting another girl pregnant. And then they talked about Davido getting another girl. Please, let me in on the gossip, and then I'll tell you what I think.
Like, I think this girl, what's her name? But she just came out and said that she's pregnant for Davido.
But we've heard a lot of people say they are pregnant for Davido before.
And I don't know.
I won't even say it's a prank.
And like, I don't even know, like, she's allegedly pregnant. Then I think there's not like a few that she said she does not want Davido, something that she did not know that they were married. She had a lot of.
She didn't know that Davido and Chima was married.
I don't know. Allegedly.
Like seriously.
As allegedly was.
I like the way you use allegedly. That it means that that school that you're going, they really teach you well. Wait, she doesn't know that Davido is married. And which other thing is going on in on your Gen Z world? We can call it Gen Z world. Our world, we are old people, we are responsible people. We don't get involved in all this kind of behavior. This behavior does not involve us. We are trying to fix this country. They remove subsidy. People, this is the stand. They go give my belly. They get money now. I win now. We even our wife work naked now. We go the best. Come on, go and wear your clothes. What's that? You know, yesterday they remove subsidy. People say you naked picture now. Then they mean anything. The only thing you want to hear now. Like bro, so now after this show now you go call me say essay I better say your no they come here again elegbete you get where you come elegbete I better say your account might just put like 2 million maybe you just rest because I think you are doing well the way Mr. Macaroni they do you just send me that one bro so now no pretend like say you know the year now your phone your this you not call the year yeah this one if you know yeah what I do. And that reminds me, bro. I saw the governor of Delta State going around Warri for the very first time. That Okomu, Abi Okowa, and the worst governor ever in the history of governors, was the governor of our state. Just do 8 years. And when I let him go, I would shout, Warri people would shout, my chairman, Maoga. But now not pass now. We don't worry about his governor. I say go Warri Township Stadium and you work out some place, you want to break some house. I beg, when I beg, I say, if they do the Warri Township Stadium, may they elevate the pitch so that no matter how the rain fall, it go fit drain out. Not be hard thing, not be rocket science. I just common sense to know say na riverine area be that. And if the pitch they hollow, they deep, water go still gather. And the grass need water to grow, but too much water go kill them too. So you know the way they say water leaf need water to grow, but if you put out too much water, it go melt. I beg, when I help just tell her now so that the new contractor will be the one. This one don't need to. You don't need to go study for Harvard to know that smart bros. Just add your talk on what did happen for Warri because we will like her your comment section and like I go read all this comment later. So what's not happening? She wants to raise the baby without the video.
Well, I don't know.
So why did she come to the public?
Honestly, I just think it's for attention.
She's seeking attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Did anybody say that if she do that, she will get into the Guinness Book of Records?
Nobody told her.
Okay, so what are the other things on this side of this? Gen Z infused word. The confused word of Gen Z. Okay, yeah, you don't have anything to give me right now. So let me leave you first and go to my sports people. Well, some of the sporting news that is hitting the headlines. Let me just run you guys through it, and then I'll come back to the comment section. I'm loving what I'm seeing on the comment section, especially on the YouTube side. And the best person to even give me story on this Davido matter is Ediali. Ediali Kingsley is the best writer in the whole world. It's the only person that get me involved in all these things because one, I'm addicted. It's like drug. His writing is like drug. So I'm addicted to his writings, and I have to read. Okay, see, it's even here. He said Davido's money is too much. He's just being a normal black rich young man. The kind of money in his account will always demand extra grace to stay responsible. If I even get half of his money, I sure say I could behave like my papa. People don't know my papa got 57 children. There people like, hey, this is Davido. Hey, Davido even they try for see feminists when I don't come at me, but other women people. Davido they try yo. I don't know if I get the kind of money. Hey, Davido, if I get 30 BG. Go and ask my younger one. I used to be the counselor. Women come and I counsel them. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Well, Arsenal tabled a huge third bid for West Ham captain Declan Rice, worth a British record £105 million, as it looks to finally get their main man after rivals Manchester City and opening £90 million bid rejected. Arsenal tabled a third bid for West Ham captain, and this is how it was breakdown. Okay, Arsenal said that in the last 48 hours, what's it called? The Mail reported. My question is why is Arsenal even going in the night? Like a thief in the night. That's how Jesus will come. Are they trying to behave like they are Jesus because they have a player called Jesus in their team? I don't understand. Why are they going to put it in the night? Well, Arsenal's improved bid for the Hammers captain comprises of £100 million guaranteed cash plus another £5 million in add-on. The offers exceed West Ham's £100 million valuation for the England star, and if successful, will make Rice the biggest transfer in British football history, eclipsing Manchester City's £100 million capture of Jack Grealish from Aston Villa in the summer of 2021. News of Arsenal mega bid comes after Manchester City's first offer for the Hammers captain which comprises of 80 million pounds in guaranteed cash and a further 10 million pounds in add-on, was formally turned down by the Hammers on Tuesday. Well, let's talk about some Hurricane news. Hurricanes reaches agreement in principle. So when they say in principle is somebody call and say, look, if we get offer for you to go to Bayern Munich, you will go, and they say, okay, yeah, no problem. That's in principle. Nothing is signed yet, because like that, why I we'll go interview Omero now. I made a call to some clubs that I'm not going to mention here, and we discuss, and my people talk to their people, and we give the phone to Ken. I can say this open to him, but the window is very, very small. Before we hear breaking news, that's what he told me. So in principle, he agreed to go where I was trying to take him to, but hey, that's in principle. Anything can still happen. So Hurricanes have reached agreement in principle to join Bayern Munich after his brother and agent had talks with German champion, but Tottenham insists record goal scorer is not for sale. We ain't selling. Daniel Levy, despite Spurs and Daniel Levy's determination to keep their talisman, who has 1 year left on his deal, Kane is keen on the move to Thomas Tuchel's side, as revealed by the Mail Sports earlier. So let's go to Manchester United and their disgraceful, disgusting behavior. If this same thing that they did, if it was NPFL club, Eyimba, Rivers United, 3SC, Remo Stars, or any of the club in Nigeria, all of them for don't carry a placard on Twitter for don't break since. But Manchester United did it in the house of the devil. You are pretending like you didn't see. But let's talk about it a little bit. Eric Ten Hag's uncertainty over David De Gea is behind Manchester United U-turn on his contract, with Spanish goalkeeper now set to leave after club withdrew their initial offer and returned with a lower one. So let's set the tone of this conversation, because I'm not just going to load you with data without really breaking down the information. Eric Ten Hag's uncertainty has created a lot of problems. Now, let me give you a backstory to this. Towards the middle of last season, Manchester United offered to renew David De Gea's contract that was ending. And so in January, where he wanted to sign a pre-contract with Atletico de Madrid and go back to Spain, Man United told him, no, don't worry. We see this marriage is not going anywhere. We don't even need to do separation. We don't even need marriage counseling. We know that the defense that we put in front of you have not been good, so it's not really your fault. You've been our best player. In the last 10 years, you've won more player of the season than any other player at Manchester United. Even though this season is going to be Rashford's own, because we're just trying to honor him with all this one to pet him, but we know that you're still one of our key valuable players. Please sign an extension. But right now we don't have money, and we're trying to sell the club. Nobody's buying this. 375,000 pounds that we're paying you, we need you to come down a little bit, and then we'll see how it goes. And David De Gea said, okay, well, I'm comfortable here, I'm settled here, my family is okay here. Maybe I would agree to the deal. And then he agreed, right? David De Gea's 375,000 pounds a week had been agreed between, a new contract aimed at reducing David De Gea's 375,000 pounds a week wage had been agreed between the player and the coach and the club. But Ten Hag's reservation over keeping his number one and put the deal in jeopardy. Now, one of the things that people don't understand, and this is where I need you to listen attentively. Reports emerged on Tuesday claiming that De Gea had signed the new contract before United backed out and then tabled an even lower one. Now, if this one was an NPFL club, Jesus, Unago don't kill everybody. But hey, nobody's saying anything. That's the situation with David De Gea and Manchester United. So in other words, Abuada, you don't hope for Barbara. So everybody now find your way to your turn to Israel. But let me run you through the transfer gist, and then we'll come back to the comment section. Bro Senema Fuludu, thank you very much for holding sway there and peeling up all the questions that you put in there. Christian Dale, thank you on Instagram for what you're doing as well. Tottenham striker Hurricane 29 wants to join Bayern Munich, but the German club's opening offer of £60 million plus add-on for the England captain has been deemed too low, and they would need to get at least 100 million to have a chance of competing the deal. I don't know if Bayern would be willing to pay 100 million. Not like they don't have it, but the way they are structured, their financial structure is like Kevin Hart's bank account. And if you don't know what Kevin Hart's bank account is, go online and Google it. Kevin Hart bank account, you'll get the details properly. I'm not going to be explaining everything to you. I expect that the people who watch my show have a very high IQ. Don't blame me about that one, because I have very high ratings and expectations for my viewers. So don't get angry on that one. Arsenal have submitted a bid, a third bid for 24-year-old West Ham and England midfielder Declan Rice, with the offer made up of an initial £100 million and a further £5 million in add-ons. Arsenal Wenger will commit suicide for where they do. Since Arsenal spending this type of money, Wenger will jump on the bridge. Mona go use Malu rope, Tyven Gadano. Hey, Jesus is Lord. Tottenham are closing in on his £40 million deal for Leicester midfielder James Maddison. I can confidently tell you that deal has gone through, and the player is now a Tottenham Hotspur player. As it is, they don't rush that one, and then they rush the guy. They don't rush him, so that one is taken care of. Spain goalkeeper David De Gea, 32, signed a contract extension with Manchester United, but the Old Trafford club backed out of the deal and have instead offered him a lower salary than they had originally offered. Witchcraft people. Manager Eric Ten Hag, uncertainty. I've read that one for you before. Partners need to raise money to meet financial fair play regulation. I've seen them offer goalkeeper Diogo Costa for a number of suitors across the Premier League, with Chelsea and Manchester United among those contacted with the 23-year-old Portugal international. Let's see where it will go. But why is FC Porto having financial fair play issues when this club have been selling players and making money since? Were they overspending somewhere and on women that we don't know, like Davido or what? Okay, Liverpool are ready to rival Real Madrid in trying to sign Paris Saint-Germain France forward Kylian Mbappe, 24. Now, this is the story that is very, very disturbing. I don't understand. They say all of them are cats. It don't mean say pussy cat, Ologbo. Yes, Ologbo. Yoruba people call her Ologbo. Yoruba will say Ologbo. Go call day. I not say that they call Ayere Ologbo Sheresha. I don't mean say he be pussy with the shell. But I'm just saying. It don't mean say pussy cat now Ologbo. Go challenge Lion for fight. How does Liverpool think they are going to be able to get 250 million to sign Kylian Mbappe, plus the salary where he go get, plus the conditions when he go put, say, now he go determine who go play for right side and center forward. How does Liverpool come into this? I think anybody should also bid for Kylian Mbappe, but we'll not say the whole world of football don't really scatter. What's that? Liverpool bidding for Kylian Mbappe. Wow, it's like me wishing that my chicken will give birth to elephant. Well, let's see how it goes. Liverpool are ready to rival Real Madrid in trying to sign Paris Saint-Germain France forward Kylian Mbappe, 24, with a bit more than 300 million euros, which is 258 million pounds, according to FIFA agent Marco Kidiema. Okay, I think that Kidiema smoking bowl or smoke exhaust pipe or take some tisha, all this Canadian land, and but I say take London land or something, because it cannot be only Canadian. I go get land. Because if you even go Canada, so they don't even land. I don't know why they call that a Canadian land. They don't land. They are very quiet, Ajabotai people, tag along kind of people. So I don't know. I've been to Canada, so I can tell you very well. Canada don't get Canadian loud. That name no fit up. You call it Mushi loud, or Argentina loud, or Mexican loud, or New York loud. All those kind of places, you don't say they're loud. That'll be Canada. No place loud for Canada now. Okay. Manchester United will also consider entering an auction for Mbappe, with PSG open to offers from Premier League side. Okay, Inter Milan are set to make a new bid for on-loan Chelsea Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku, who is 30, with a 25.8 million option to buy at the end of the season. Well, Chelsea go look, say they don't sell most of their deadwood players, they don't make money. So whatever they lost in Lukaku wouldn't be a big problem to them, because I kind of like think that Chelsea used juju for everybody. After wasting money last season, 601 million pounds, all of a sudden they're selling players that nobody's supposed to need, and they're not even hesitating. People are just packing buses. Saudi Arabia people from AC Milan, everywhere, coming to buy better players from there. Well, let's move on. Arsenal are closing in on the signing for Ajax Netherlands defender Julian Timber, 22, and Chelsea German forward Kai Havertz. I hear that those deals will be announced this week. Manchester United remain interested in signing Barcelona midfielder Frank de Jong. That player is not going anywhere, with Bayern Munich also exploring the possibility of recruiting the Netherlands international. Well, if he has to move, he will choose Bayern over Manchester United anyway. West Ham are in talks with Juventus over a permanent deal for Switzerland midfielder Dennis Zakaria. Okay, the 26-year-old spent last season on loan at Chelsea, but now it's going to go back to where he belongs. Brighton have yet to receive any offers for Ecuador midfielder Moises Caicedo, 21, and are keen on Ajax Ghanaian midfielder Mohamed Kudus. That guy go flop shot for Premier League, which I see. Ajax won 40 million for attacking midfielder Kudus, with Manchester United also thought to be interested in him. Liverpool and Newcastle United are among the Premier League clubs eyeing Juventus 51 million pounds rated Italy forward Federico Chiesa, who is 25 years of age. Chelsea have turned down an offer from Galatasaray to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 34, on a free transfer, as they want to recoup some of the 10.3 million they spent on him last September. Well, well, Galatasaray, when I want to sign player, I will not go score goal again. Leeds United are interested in Liverpool's 26-year-old English centre-back, Nat Phillips. And Real Madrid are considering activating Fenerbahce's midfielder Adagula, 17.5 million euro, which is 15 million past release clause. But the amount of commission added on top of the 18-year-old deal is complicated. Arab people, and they'll be Arab people. They always do Alibaba kind of business. Anki, not the comedian, if you understand what Alibaba is, but not the comedian. And that one is my mentor. Everton have turned down a £4 million bid from Ipswich Town for 22-year-old English striker Ellis Sims. Okay, former England midfielder Jesse Lingard 30 is considering all options and has not ruled out a move to Saudi Arabia following his departure from Nottingham Forest. You see this boy, he praised Saudi Arabia the other day. You go almost say Saudi Arabia and heaven. Okay, Sheffield Wednesday are in talks with former Aston Villa, Norwich City, and Leicester City boss Dave Smith. Okay, about their vacant manager job. Let's see if we get there. Steve Oko, he said, "Good morning, boss. What's your opinion about Timber impending signing for Arsenal? Can he provide competition enough to displace Saliba?" You're not signing the player to come and displace Saliba. There's stability there, but you just want a good backup. And it's a case of Arsenal learning from the mistake of what happened last season. Okay, if you look at Arsenal carefully last season, at some point it seems like they were going to win the league, and it wasn't. Arsenal didn't lose the title because they got beaten or bashed over 2 legs by Man City. It was those games against opponents that they could have beaten Southampton and a few other teams that they lost to, not even the Liverpool draw, that cost them the title, the West Ham game, the Southampton game. And if there was Saliba in those games, I'm sure Arsenal would have won it. You can't go 2-goal up and all of a sudden crumble the way they crumbled. And you can't come from 2 goals down and still not be able to push on to win. All of those things were the problem. So what they are doing is, just in case, when a player have a back injury, his back is been treated, but he could get a spasm again, he could fall, he could be challenged, and then he's not there. So if Saliba is not there, he goes. Again, there is also the talk of Paris Saint-Germain wanting to sign Saliba. And it might not happen this season, but it might come back next season. Why not get somebody that is already a perfect replacement that will stay on the play on the position of the player, understanding that position, and then fit in perfectly. Arsenal again is playing in the Champions League, going to play in the league play, in the FA Cup, and then the Carabao Cup or Carabao Cup, as you guys love to call it. I think that at some point you will see rotation of the squad. Why is Man City fresh from start to the finish of the season is the fact that the coach is able to rotate well. When you look at the Arsenal team, some players begin to burn out when the season have gone 75%. So I think that giving at least 2 players in each position, Man City, it is 3 players in each position, but Arsenal can do 2 players in each position and do well. I like the fact that Emile Smith is also doing very well at the Euro under 21 right now, currently, and I hope that he comes back with that injury without lots of fun. But I think that's the reason. But to come and displace him immediately, I don't think that's going to happen. William Saliba was almost, for me, my player of the season until he got injured. So I don't think that's just going to happen. Anybody just will come and displace him. It wouldn't even make sense. Why then are you extending this contract? But I think Timbers is backup. That's just my thought about him anyway. Just the same way Jacob Kiver is a backup to Gabriel Magalhaes. Well, let's take the conversation from the top and see what you guys have said. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Faith Light say good morning from Lithuania. Thank you very much. Ajamalaya Oluwasegun all the way says good morning, boss. Good morning to you too. Tosi Iluyomade says good morning, boss. Now from site, me I did listen. Okay, they do something like another break. Leo Ode, my brother from Italy, say buongiorno, boss. Buongiorno to you, my brother. Ayodeji Abayome say good morning, boss. Okay, it's at saving well. Kenneth Omira interview brought me here. Thank you very much for being here. And my younger brother, Yorokiri Emmanuel says, big bros. No, United did a Nigerian politician on David Assassin seriously. Assassin. They did him dirty. And then I'm going to say, if I was Declan Rice, Arsenal would be my destination. Reason being that Arsenal is a club right now on a rising trajectory on Mikel Arteta's new approach to his build-up from 2 seasons back against Manchester City. Thank you very much. And then he cleared the air. He said, I'm not in the board of the IMC. Thank you very much for that one. And then my younger brother, Emmanuel Yorokiri, says, Kane, the Alan Shearer record, so I suspect say he go like remain for EPL. Okay, without winning anything. That record is useless. Even Alexandra that won one Premier League title, sometimes people forget that I won anything. And people don't, I can't remember anybody talking about the Alexandra record. So that's a useless record as far as I'm concerned. I'd rather be a Rangiggs than be an Alexandra right now, as far as football is concerned. Or N'Golo Kante said than be an Alexandra. Who Alexandra help? And then Fuludu says, I agree with you on support for our league. Esoft Studio, you say, Kanu younger brother, Sabona Kanu. And then Henry Morris said, like the old name, Nigeria is my country, a place of joy, a place of pleasure, where mom and dad, the whole hymn, okay, rhyme, where mom and dad were born. No matter what happens, Nigeria is my country. The only choice I've got is to love my country. Wow. I'm not sure I've ever read that rhyme anyway, or that anywhere. And I'm going to say it's also time to make our referees professional. Somehow, if the right sponsorship is gotten. Okay, so bros, I think I'll need you to explain that. When you say it's time to make our referees professional, are they not professional right now? And all over the globe, our referees really professionals. In England, for instance, the referees are paid £1,500 per game. And, for a league that pays players 350,000, 400,000 pounds, sign players 100 million pounds, you wonder why referees are being paid like that. Well, they say referee job is a hobby and not a professional job. So I need you to throw more light on that and give me an idea of what happens in other places. Joe Osamodiame says, why was Wenger not back the way they are doing for Arteta at the moment? At the time, Arsenal didn't have the money and they were building a stadium and everything happened in phases. Again, don't forget at the beginning of Arsene Wenger's time as Arsenal manager, it was backed more than any other person. Arsenal was the first club to pay player £110,000 a week, the first club to pay £90,000 a week, the first club to go as high as 80,000, 70, 80, 90, 100, and £110,000. Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and the rest of them. So there was a time he was also backed. Every player he wanted, he had, and everything he wanted, he had. So we're not going to come back to that conversation because the times are different. It's like the firstborn of the house complaining that why were they beating me for every mistake, and then the lastborn of the house, when they do mistake, they are protected. And then that same father that was beating you for all the mistake you made now don't want you to touch their grandchildren. If you're a firstborn, you understand what I'm saying. And somebody is in this live now watching me and is smiling and laughing and feeling like, because he was always protected with his hair like Pierre. But I'm not going to talk anything. Okay, let's take it further. Tosin Iluyamade said, I feel the Nigerian police force should be involved in the security architecture of matches. Let there be an independent audit and recommend system to be used. So let's talk about that a little bit. So the question I like to ask people when they bring this up is, how many police do we have right now in Nigeria? And how are they stretched? So I talk about, first, you have police that are bought by VIPs. By VIPs, people have money, you tell you to go and pay a certain amount of money, allocate some police to themselves. And then politicians also allocate police to themselves. When you look at it, the Nigerian police is already stretched to have 500, which is, I think, is it 550? Which is the recommended number for each match day, is very, very difficult. Again, the way we behave, the way we as fans behave, you will buy a ticket for popular side, you would want to enter through the VIP gate. When so what they use, like in the Super 6, is all this private security. When they tell you not to go in, you want to create a scene. You want to insult people. You want to shout. You want to say, we are the indigene. We are coming to watch a match. This is why we don't want to watch a match. No. You come to watch a match, you buy it. You don't have a VIP pass. VIP does not even come with a ticket. It's a pass. It's like me going to the Emirates now. I buy a ticket to sit down in row 5 or row 10 or row 50. And I'm saying I want to go to the box. I don't get bus pass now. I go mind myself. My pass already have a gate that it will allow me to go through. When I try to go to another gate, don't just let me know your pass can go through here. Go to the other gate. Go to those sections where your pass can allow you to go through. And that is how it is. But for us, once we enter the stadium complex, the first place we want to go to the VIP side. Say, and then AC day, and then the share snacks. My brother, the ticket where you buy don't provide you AC and snacks. Nah. Go and stay your side. You cannot rent as emotion and you say you want to go and be sleeping in the Banana Island. What did they worry you? They're poisoning your brain. But that's one of the things we do before we even go to the police thing. Because sometimes when people talk about police, it seems like we are saying that Nigerians cannot be controlled. There must be police. And then again, when police come, you know, say the average Nigerian, then they fear police will not carry gun. I'm not sure you don't think about that one. The average Nigerian, then they fear police if the police not carry gun. And the laws of the game don't allow police to bring gun to stadium, because that on its own can become a problem. Because when there is that one game where head go the rules, so where everybody had the hold, if police now want to solve the problem, they will shoot. If they shoot gun, one bullet, you shoot one bullet for stadium, that stadium will be banned for like 6 months. So for us as a people, we need to learn. In the stadium, so they see for abroad, and still what regular people, even mounted police, they are saying, "Well, stick people, a police people as far as people they call her, now they get." But they still they get their own violence aside of the stadium. We won't even worse. People that decrease. So the thing that they smoke for that yonder, don't follow their play. Don't follow their play to your play. Of, hey, my brother, no, don't go there. Go to the other side. No, those people that they born flare, that is the thing when they smoke, it not pass loud. Though. That one for fire they create within the smoke they come. So it's a different thing. We must also understand our own behavior, our responsibility on this matter. That said, Akim Solomon says, is Declan Rice even worth up to 50 million pounds? I think the 100 million pounds tag on his head is outrageous. It's not outrageous. Somebody buy 2 years ago, somebody buy Jack Grealish 100 million. Not be your money. I better leave him. Because you go now. Don't get involved in this matter. Come and spoil the market. Leave it like that. If now your brother then won't buy now, and they say you now go to the buy Osimhen for 250 million. Be coming down. Okay, Cicero I said the Super 6 gates were free. I think it's wrong because everyone who went there paid their transportation, free ticket, may not encourage sponsors. Okay, so hold on. The reason why the gates were free, initially they planned to collect gate tickets, but then Lagos does not have a Premier League team, and they are bringing the Super 6 to Lagos. So there is not a go-to stadium culture in Lagos for a while. I know people talk about Sporting Lagos, but I always say that the Sporting Lagos, I always judge them based on their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel does not even, as the last time I checked, does not have up to 1,000 subscribers yet. And so it's hard. So what they did was to say, since it's a carnival, and this is the first time this private firm is taking over the league, and that's something that a lot of people don't know and are aware of. Let's also not be too draconian. Let's not be too hard on the supposed fans of the league, especially in Lagos, and then those teams that have transported their fans from their different states to come and watch the game. Let's give them a carnival for free, but let them understand what they will be missing going forward. One, for those whose club, they don't have an NPFL club in their state, they will wish they have one. For those who have, they will know that, okay, we want to have this experience on a continuous basis. That's why they decided that, but the bill was undertaking. All right, so it's not like it wasn't really free. Somebody paid for it. It's like the blood of Jesus. Somebody paid for it, and so we're not going to sit here and actually call it free like that. Mr. Sugar, I want to say, please, Nigerian players know the move. This coach is trying a beg. Okay, Sister Nima say will explain. Well explained. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's come back to YouTube and see. Yorokiri Emmanuel say, yeah, I was thinking Nigerian rice is expensive. No. Nigerian rice is 100 million pounds for 105 million pounds for British rice. I know we shop on best again. I don't know the shop Okuman rice now. Shop rice Livingstone. I mean the new model now because Okubes is now 105 million pounds. And you know when I do my children didn't agree no regular Nigerian rice. They say the rice they be like potato. It's like my daughter say be like small pikin pool. It's like a pool, look like a pudding. When it's cold, it doesn't look good. Okay, now foreign rice is expensive. If I go down to social and say what rice is now 105 million pounds, and we don't have that kind of money. That money will buy us the whole of Banana Island alive. Yorokiri man, I say I hope this rice goes sweet too, because most times Arsenal signed with big money. They go well. When we signed Mesotozi with big money, it went well. We signed what's it called? Alexis Sanchez with big money. He went well. We also signed again. They signed with big money that went well. Signed so Campbell with big money. He went the season unbeaten. Yes, Lemar with big money. He went well. Get out of here! How come I be lying because of that Imaraja player where they signed where they call Nicolas Pepe because say they signed out big money. Then they go. How many big money players now don't even sign? Okay. European man say Nigerian league don't upgrade well compared to before. They will only get better. Thank you very much for saying that one that way. Oluwaseyi Adebowale said Chelsea just they sell everybody at this rate. Make Pochettino no come meet empty dressing room. Not when I thought the dressing room to plenty say players and even they get space for dressing room. Said they stay for corridor like allow children. So why una call the tossing the set players again? What did I go do for una good like Yash good? No matter how they watch, I go see smell. The sign player when I say they sign too many players. Say the players now when I say that they sign too many players. What do una want? Chelsea fans, what do una want? The inside that's what the teachers for economics. So like my Chelsea fans that they talk about too. It's I mean the hey, you're looking at man say Chelsea business this season is the best so far. Okay, another thought. Compared to last season. The clear out is needed. It be like Ujoku or shop for Makaiba, the way they say so. For the club and Pochettino to be successful, Pochettino no go so successful for Chelsea. Gonna go sit down. Eze Patrick, he say, step down for Harry Kane, buy and be like heaven for Amo. I like Eze Patrick for this one. This is how he talks. He speaks well. And then Eze Patrick wanted to say, West Ham still they complain about the structure of the deal. Those guys, they get mind shot. Now, this is my own take. This is my own take, and I agree with Aluko sister. That bid where Man City put for Declan Rice, I don't think say Man City need them. I just feel that you know, so I tell them that I say Mikel Arteta they call Pep. So say Pep, but I just put in a bid for this guy so that the people for Arsenal go know see the player really want them. They go put in the money. So I don't think that bid is to help Arsenal. I think that Pep Guardiola wants to create a league where a system where his proteges, for those of you who don't know, your Moshe, trainees, they're going to win title everywhere. The way Eric Bahead, Ten Hag win title for Netherlands. So if anybody go replace her for England, it will be him because I know say in another 2 or 3 seasons, Pep Guardiola go leave England. And that was it for sure. He will go do his sabbatical again. Can't wait for this team now which having a cook so he'll come take over later. Either as football director or some teacher, just come mentor a boy, come show them say, look, my boy won the league in the Netherlands. My boy won the league somewhere in Germany. My boy again won the league in La Liga. Xavi, I went to Qatar where he won the league. So my boys are everywhere. They are winning things. Jose Mourinho, where are your boys? Silas Vegas, where are your boys? Arsene Wenger, your boys are boysless. So I think that's what he's trying to do, Sha. Boysless. What kind of English is that? Okay. So let's look at this one. Leo, my brother from Italy, said, boss, I have seen that West Ham rejected Arsenal new bid of 105. Do you think we should go higher? No, I don't think, I don't know if they rejected it. They don't like the structure, but I don't think it was rejected. Okay. Arsenal 105. Okay, so there's a breaking news. Arsenal 105 million pounds Declan Rice bid is not accepted as West Ham tell Gunners to improve deal structure in talks this morning. So the deal is not actually rejected. So it's the structure of the payment. West Ham are looking at least for the first installment, give us 80 million so that we can take that 80 million to go and buy the players we need and be able to compete favorably. Not be this one where you want to give us 25 million now and 25 million later. In the next 4 years, you keep paying 25, 25, 25. We don't want that. What we want is give us between 60, 70, or 80 million. And then whatever happened with the rest, we are okay with it. That's what I think. I've not read the full story, but I think we still have time, 6 more minutes. So let's look at the story and see what happened. Again, it could also mean that they are saying, okay, you know what? Let's delay so that Man City can come in. Man City can now say, okay, we'll still give you the same 105 because they are not saying the money is not enough. For the very first time, they meet their valuation. But now the mode of payment, that's the same thing that happened with Mikalo Monday. But now that I'm also hearing that Arsenal is looking at Fofana in Monaco, Arsenal might tell West Ham, take it or leave it. And then if peradventure, what my suspicion is, that Arsenal actually called Man City to do them a favor by bidding, or what's it called? Arteta called Pep Guardiola and Man City to do him a favor by bidding, so that the owners of Arsenal will be able to do, in stockbroking, you call it insider trading, will be able to put up the money, which I am thinking is a possibility. It means that Man City is not going to come with another bid. I don't think that Manchester United have 105 million to bid right now, for as long as they don't have a new owner. The only delay is this thing might not drag to August, and then they will not do a preseason with Arsenal. But hey, let's see how I go. So it says West Ham have not immediately accepted Arsenal's mega 105 million formal offer for Declan Rice. The Gunners last night tabled a huge third bid for their number one target, comprising of 100 million pounds in guaranteed cash plus an extra 5 million pounds in bonuses. However, the offer have not been accepted. So there is a difference between accepted or rejected. Well-placed sources indicating that negotiations are continuing mainly over the structure of the deal. So that's not rejection. If we're still sitting down and negotiating, so let me tell you something about how these deals are done. Some 8 years ago, I was moving house. I was living where I was staying, where I was paying 450,000 naira to a new house, and the house was 1.2 million naira. And I went in. So one of the things that I've learned from reading the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is no matter how much money you get, negotiate for everything. I'm a negotiator. I don't care who you be. I must negotiate. If I come to your shop and I say, how much be bag of rice? And you say bag of rice is 5,000. I know that bag of rice is selling for 45,000 naira right now for foreign rice. I go still negotiate. Because for adventure, you be like say you don't thief the rice and you're under pressure to sell. I go buy the rice from you, but I go still negotiate. If you get say 100 million, I go still negotiate. Which the other day I went to do, some days I like entertaining myself. There's this thing I have always had since I was small, if you know me. So I walk to a car dealer shop, I'll go and negotiate for car. I go to houses. These days I do with the houses. I just drive, I'll go to a house that they are building, and I go, and if you see me, they negotiate. Sometimes I carry my wife along. My wife will be looking at me like, what if this person say yes? So I go like, oh, this is a 5-bedroom duplex. How much is it sold for? What is the payment terms? What's the agreement? Blah, 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 blah. I even they go bank. I go investment bank. I go sit down with them. Yeah, so I have, if I have 10 million, I didn't play that hypothetical card on. So if I have 10 million naira right now and I want to fix deposit it, how much will you give me as a guest? So I start with 1 million. So if I have 1 million and I want to fix deposit, how much will you give me as my interest annually if I fix it for 12 months? I'm like, we'll give you 7%. I say, what is, okay, if I want to borrow money from you, now if I want to borrow 1 million, how much is interest? 30%. I say, okay, if you're taking 30% for borrowing me money, why would you give me 7%? We'll start negotiating. And I move up to, what if I have 5 million to fix? And then you start seeing them going up to, I've negotiated before for 23%, for 15 million. If I have 15 million that I'm going to give to you now, like I have a job that I'm doing, I'm producing some stuff. I like money to do. And some of those banks are watching this video now. But I will still come again. I will still come. You know how many pro forma invoice I don't collect? I don't collect pro forma invoice for different type of motor, buses, 15-seater buses, camera, lenses, and the rest. Yes, I'm allowed to do it. It's a pleasure trip. I don't care whether you like them or you don't like them, but I'm allowed to do it. So let's go back to the story. So in this whole thing, if that was what Man City was doing, they might not come back. They are not obligated to come back. Like, oh, we don't have a need for that player. What's the big deal? We can't spend that much money for that player because we don't have a need for him. And it means that West Ham are stuck with Arsenal because there's not another club that would want to beat that team. And if they easily get found out that, oh, Man City are not really interested, then Arsenal again are in the driver's seat. Again, if Arsenal really actually force Man City to negotiate, they know that, oh, we're in the driver's seat. Forget Man City not going to come into this one. Okay, so that's it. So this is what he said. The Gunners, however, the deal has not been accepted, with all well-placed sources indicating that negotiations are continuing mainly over the structure of the deal. So let's go down to what the structure of the deal is. As Mess was revealed earlier this month, the Hammers want a guaranteed portion of the feed pay by the start of 2025, preferably in 2 installments. Okay, it is understood that Arsenal want to pay the fee over 5 years period. You see what I said? Even though without reading the story, I knew that was going to be the problem because it is Arsenal's way. Again, let me clear something that people always talk about. This stretching of payment is done everywhere in football. Real Madrid, everybody. Unless you're doing a buyout, most transfers are done like that. Okay, amortization is normal with football. For people who say, "Oh no, it's a normal thing," it's the ignorant fans who don't know anything that go on there and go on social media and be bantering us unnecessarily. Okay, so and talks over reaching a middle ground with regards to the structure of the deal will continue on Wednesday morning, with Arsenal desperate to reach an agreement as they seek to clinch Rice capture. Okay, their offers exceed West Ham's £100 million valuation of the England star. That's a plus on the side of Arsenal, because it means that Arsenal have not said, okay, yes, we're going to do this, but they could also restructure the deal, and Arsenal go back to say, okay, you know what, the +5, you know what, that again, we'll give you £100 million, because that's your valuation of the player in the first place, and now we're going to give you this. Well, news of Arsenal's mega bid comes after Manchester City's first offer of the Hammers captain, which comprises of 80 million in guaranteed payment and another 10 million in add-on. Okay, so whatever happens going forward, Arsenal still are in the table. They've not told them, hey, get out of here. You are EP. They've not told them that. So to answer your question, it has not been rejected. It's just that the structure of the payment is not acceptable to West Ham. You can't, if you structure 100 million over 5 years, it means Arsenal is saying we'll give you 20 million per season. 20 million guarantee per season means that West Ham are going to struggle to replace, because now again, let's say West Ham, okay, are already looking at buying Paulinho, and Fulham have said give us 90 million, and Fulham are saying if you want to come and buy it, give us guarantee payment of 70 million first upfront. So where are West Ham going to get that money? This is a club that struggled for relegation last season. They let's say all in all, Conference League, the league position, they made about 100 million, right? Okay, about 100 million or so. They're not going to spend it on one player, and the salaries, there's a whole lot, there's another set of players that they're going to sign. So I think that what they're doing is the right thing to do. Well, give us 80 million guarantee, and I think that Arsenal owner can't afford to do that. It's just that he's committed to too many of his franchises, in sports franchises, that is trying to balance the book, which that's what a good businessman would also do. But sometimes desperate times calls for desperate measures, so they say. So we will see that. John Ahai says that people are not saying that Declan Rice has seen that Declan Rice has, if not the most interception last season. That kept West Ham up in the league, conceding fewer goals. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Which other story? Which other one I've missed? Oh, you know, say, bro, Spingo, which would you prefer, Rice or Caicedo? I think I prefer Rice. I mean, my choice is for the two of them, but I prefer Rice and another player that have UEFA Champions League experience. I prefer Rice because he led the team to winning a European competition, so that mentality is there on Wednesday and Tuesday night. Caicedo does not even understand what that means currently, so that's going to be a problem. Well, where did I stop on this one on YouTube now? I think West Ham wants more money. No. They don't want more money. They just want the structuring of the payment to be better. Where did I stop? As a party say West Ham still they complain about structure of the day. Those guys get mine sharp. Leo, they say, boss, I have seen. Okay, yeah, that's where I stopped. This number is rejected. I've explained it. Oluwaseyi Adebowale say, I think West Ham want more money paid upfront. Yes, that's what they want. As a Patrick say, but boss, Declan Rice for £105. Osimhen is supposed to be 200 million. Which kind of money be all this one? Not be your money, not my money. Why would they complain about that? Victor Osimhen, the starting price is 130 million, and that's also big. Some people can argue that it's a one season wonder. You can't argue that Declan Rice is an accident. It's been like this. It's been consistent for the past three seasons. It's 24. Yeah, Osimhen is a striker. Agreed. But it will need to come adapt into the league. But then again, you can also argue that that's everything we said about Haaland, and he came in and shut everybody up and broke all the record that is available overnight. So we could look at him and say, if he plays like this for 10 seasons, consistently like this for 10 seasons, score goals the way he's scoring, do not drop, probably increase, it will be in the 500 goal league in the Premier League in all competitions. So it's something we need to also be open to. But I know that no matter what happens, Osimhen is going to do over 100. It's going to be first Nigerian player, probably first African player to do over 100. I'm not bothered about Declan Rice money for a 24-year-old player. I don't think I have a problem with that. Okay, as a Patrick say, we want by Mbappe, make them know they do this thing. So PSG no go call 500 million pounds. Now they might cost all these things. Not they might cost an football cost. You know, man say Pep is creating something special. He go sit down for backup board. They watch. He trainee them excel, better legacy. Yeah, he said Fiorentino Perez now staunch businessman. He no go pay 200 million for a player. If it get for free next season, and the player himself wants Madrid. I agree with you on that one. Again, this is a deal that can be tied up in January. January is not far. January is 6 months away. So why go and pay to who decrease? Liverpool said, I don't say Liverpool pay that money. As a Patrick, he say, make them can say, okay, pay for the beds. How you go do one? I go do transfer when I go now. Network. There's something that happen. I mean, there's always something. There's always something that happens. See, it's life. You know, one of the things about training your mind is you go out there, you can't sit at home thinking that you're a good negotiator. Go out there and negotiate. Go and bid for something. Go and stand up and ask, how much is this? Okay, house. How much is this house? What am I allowed to do if I buy this house? Since it's co-ownership, sorry. This is co-ownership, it's a semi-detached property, so there's another person duplex there. What am I allowed to do? What can't I do? Can I have party? Can I do this? Can I put a studio here? Can I, you have to go out. You have to go look at the layout, look at the landscape and see, can I dig a swimming pool here? Can I, so those things that you can just bring. Sometimes you want to work people with your skills of a negotiator. As so what in the make I pay and I know coffee pay. What's the big deal? Is that that'll be big deal. That'll be issue now. Okay. Mario Natalia says Patrick now to tell them, say, let me go and have a meeting with my accountant. And Larry, this is why you will be rich. See, my investment in you is not in vain. I know that you'll be rich. I can't share the work. I can't share. Oh, you know work. Worry boy, they carry. You see, worry boy, they carry last. As a part say, Mario Natalia, many people don't do me that thing when I did work for music store. Yes, now that be big, and that be crime, that be offense. It's not a negative thing. It's the right thing to do. So that be getting angry about it. Tamiyu Savage, sorry, Tamiyu Temitayo says, bros, Pep is similar to you. You are also creating generations of sports experts. You see this window. I am enjoying what Arsenal is doing, but make them no forget to get a striker too. So I can't agree with that, and the reason is I practically won't lie. I learned a whole lot from the former place where I work. I think that the structure of that place, as great as that company, I think the structure is bad. And again, growing up, I've always said that Abiola is the worst example to follow. I've always said that, and Yoruba people won't like to say this, but I always say that Abiola died, and everything that represents his empire is all gone. And it's because he built a one-man empire. Again, I work with a guy called Jacobo. Also, Jacobo had the opportunity, the opportunity and potential to be the Awolowo or Zeke or Amado Bello of Warri. Warri is a very small town, right? To be the guy who turned the lives of many people around. But guess what? He abused it. So I've always said to myself that when I get the chance to be in that position where I can build something, I'm not going to make it about me, because too many times people make things about themselves, and that's very, very wrong, because you go die. You know, guy who you be, you go die. And so when I had the chance in 2017 to start building my company, the first thing I said was, okay, start building the branches, building the people that will run it. That's why mega churches like the Christ embassies and the rest are flourishing. You know what? It's not just about Christian Kilman. Yes, it's the symbol, but you know all these pastoral coaches, Pastor CJ Dara, all those guys that he's put in different places and are uplifting him. And if you go back to the Bible, you don't notice that when God sent Moses, he gave him Aaron and then put Miriam next to him. Why? Their family people he's familiar with, they could help him. When he was weak, people needed to raise his hand up. Again, when he needed to transition, he didn't transition to one person. He transitioned to two friends, Joshua and Caleb. And Joshua and Caleb, the transition continued like that. Jesus, again, when he came in, he could have done everything he did on his own. Come on, he's God, right? But then he got 12 disciples. And then in the face of the 12 disciples, he also recruited 72 people to go into the town, to go and do what I call reconnaissance of spreading of his gospel. So when you look at that already, there's already a business enterprise example in the Bible that you must follow. Why did Solomon succeed without fighting a single war? Solomon got into power and he planted relationship in different countries and then married from all of those places. You go fight country where una daughter na queen for the palace. You don't go fight now because he wasn't a man of war. He wasn't like his father, like David. He needed relationship. So that's the thing that I've always thought of doing, and sometimes it can be very dangerous, right? Anybody who know me from when I was young, I always carry crown. My mom used to call me Opako Gotu, right? I always carry crown. I always have my team, Godon Munubo, Kevin Aigbe. I have my crown. Tokpa Kimoyo. When I was coming to Lagos, I brought in 28 people with me, and then there was the time where I had about 60 people staying in my flat in Ikoyi. The thing about it is there's always going to be one out of 10, 20, 30, 40 that would eventually become a pillar. Why is Tinubu doing a lot better as a person? I mean, you don't like him, but why is he doing? There's something to learn from him. Okay, why is he doing better? He builds more people than any other person. The other day, I was having a conversation with somebody from Warri, and I said he was attacking Tinubu, was saying all this thing. And I said, listen, I'm not a fan of Tinubu being my president, but I can't fault the man. I said, listen, me and you from Warri don't get right to insult Tinubu. And he said, why? I said, because almost all our governor and our commissioners from Delta State stay in power for 8 years. Come to Lagos with Tinubu, you say Tinubu don't do well. Come buy houses of 3 billion naira. Come buy houses of 4-5 billion. This your Delta State money. If they invest that money for Delta State, they go come here, come buy houses. And you not see Port Harcourt, all their ex-governors now Port Harcourt that they stay. So, it's just as simple as that. Leadership is not about you. Leadership is about building people. I don't think that Pep Guardiola is doing an amazing job with that. Because somehow, okay, look at the fantastic interview that Timothy Damon did. I wouldn't have been able to do that interview. Let's not lie. Look at Emmanuel Sebastian with Odeo Igalo. That interview just hit 10,000 views now. I wouldn't have been able to coin it that way. Man, I have my own way, but I wouldn't have been able to do it that way. Now this is a new dimension. And a whole lot of people, there is Joy that will be doing a whole lot for us. She's burying her mom today in Ibadan. And there's a whole lot of other people like that. So leadership is reproducing your kind and even ones that are better than you, because the generation in front are always going to be better. I think I'm better than my parents. My children are going to be better than me. Their children are going to be better than them. My great-grandchildren are going to be better than my grandchildren, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's just what it is. When I look at people, I say to myself that don't build for only yourself, build for people. And if you build for yourself and then you not see your children will take over, you're still building for yourself. Anything you do that your children will take over, you're still building for yourself. Look for people who know they're related to you. And don't be afraid that they will break away. And so when they break away, so what's the big deal? Imagine as we did, if things had gone well, my former employers will be taking credit for every success that I have. But enough, if they're trying, I sue them. I sue every penny, every billion they have in their bank account. I will sue them to jail, sue them to Islamabad. They're not fit. You understand? So you don't want that to happen for you. You want to change the narrative. That's just what I do with that. I say, I don't know well, especially with cars. I did go price car. Why not get money to? I did one more. It's good though. There's a Patrick say, wait, now Mario for you to be this. Yes, now Mario where they do streets, where they streets, we get that down, where they run things for street for worry. So that boy where he take Chelsea fans till they feel my show. They form every day must bring Chelsea fans. Players, go PTI, they go to two girls. I love Schwarzenegger. Mario Natalia say, yes, boss. This is organized Mario. You're okay, my say, bros. You try. I know the journey from the beginning. Keeping on, bro. The Lord is also thank you very much. Okay. Then when you share the same with people, they bring up some familiar spirit feeling. You just leave it like that. It's a party say Tamiyu. He say at Tamiyu Asana as for Larry Balogun. What did they worry you? And Eddie get here. They tell you say na Kente and Banku wash up here. My friend, when you get out of this place, let's pack our bags and baggages and go. Let me take the last messages that came in from Instagram. Says Arsenal need a tall striker back up to Saka and Romeo Lavia a future player. Maybe for this season, although the Lavia as a future player. I think Arsenal needs a very good striker as a backup to the big guy if they are serious about challenging for the league title. No wahala. Whatever we challenge for, no, it's not your challenge. It's our challenge. We want to enter Guinness Book of Records. We are challenging for the best cook and the best transfer. We enter Guinness Book of Records for that. Anybody can break it later. Well, thank you very much. This is the end of the show this morning. I think I've had fun. I've enjoyed it. Tomorrow is another time. My Muslim brothers and sisters, I didn't see all of you on the comment section, so it means that you're killing the ram. When I kill her, finish skin am, do everything, cut her. When I fry am, put for bucket, send to this place. If you can't come yourself, dispatch rider, come here. You know the good thing about coming to Elegote TV radio? Just type up on Google. Google Map will show you the address. Just say, no problem. It's very easy. This one, don't try me. Don't give me window shopping. And so we'll close the matter today. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the show. It's been a wonderful time. And for our shy intern, I just want to do broadcasting the shy. Thank you very much for being here, for being a backup. I hope that tomorrow you'll be here and you give us more. You just gave us a tip of the video story and you didn't give us the cooking and everything. But anyhow, well, that's where it ends. As small people they learn. You know, this job not be they need a more person that you learn on the job every day. I remember my brother came here, put him on the microphone, he couldn't talk. I said, hey, this is how we man run like parrot for our house. This is it is what it is. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being on the show. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do what to subscribe. If you've not seen the Ode Gallo or the Kenneth Romero interview that we posted, please do what to view and comment on it. And also the review of the NPFL that we posted. We really need your comment on that one. Things that you think the league is missing, put it on the comment. Everybody's watching, the organizers of the league, the IMC, the sports ministry, everybody's watching. The comments I've been getting on my WhatsApp about the video is nice, but you the fans, go there and put your comments. Anything you think that the league needs to improve upon, put it there. Bricks by bricks, we'll build a nation that we'll all fall in love with. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Idafe Matthew. You love to call me the Elegote World of Sports. It's been the Sports Buffet on Elegote TV Radio. Bye-bye. But stay tuned on the mobile application or on the website www.elegotetv.com/radio. There's stories for you to read, and then you can listen to the radio anywhere you go. But if you're on iOS and Android, you can also download the Elegote TV Radio app and enjoy yourself everywhere you go, like MTN. Bye-bye, my friends.